Welcome to Week Gen C.
Focused on young adults in the Northwest
And their careers in a post-pandemic world.
we chat to local experts, finding out what you can do to get yourself in the right headspace to kickstart that career.
Oh, how are you doing, Catherine, by the way?
Hiya, good morning, how are you?
I'm good. So do you want to just introduce yourself and tell me what you do?
Sure, no problem. My name is Catherine McColgan and I'm an education and training officer based with the mental health charity Aware NI. And usually I work out of our Derry, Londonderry office, but at the moment working remotely from home.
What sort of services and programs does Aware offer?
Aware were founded as a charity 25 years ago, so this year is our 25th anniversary, and we offer a wide range of services. I work in the education and training team, so our remit is really delivering education and training programs right across Northern Ireland. Some of our programs include our Mood Matters suite of programs. So we deliver our Mood Matters young people's programs in second level education settings and youth settings to young people aged 14 to 17. We also deliver our Mood Matters adult programs to adults in workplaces and community settings, and we deliver our Mood Matters parent and baby program to expectant and new parents with children from 0 to 3 years of age. And we also work in workplaces, delivering our Mood Matters workplace programs. And we also carry out maybe smaller talks to older adults as well. We also have our life skills program. So it's a longer program. Our Mood Matters programs are usually about 2 hours long, but our life skills program called Living Life to the Full is a longer 6-week program. We also have our 2-day mental health first aid training program. So this is really about finding out kind of the signs and symptoms of mental ill health, and as a first responder, what you can do to assist someone. We also have introduced mindfulness in the last few years. So we deliver our Pause Be mindfulness program to P6 and P7 students in primary level education settings. And we also deliver a suite of adult mindfulness programs. And these can be a one-off 2-hour session right across to maybe a longer 6-week program. So we kind of tailor it for the needs of the group.
Yeah. And do you offer any support groups that someone can join, and can these be accessed remotely or online?
So I didn't mention our support groups in the last question because I wanted to kind of keep it for this question. So one of the big services we offer as well too is our support services. So our support services encompasses our support groups that we run right across Northern Ireland. And when face-to-face was achievable, we had 24 support groups running on a weekly or fortnightly basis across Northern Ireland. Now, this has been moved to an online platform, so we have a few online groups running every week via Zoom, but we also, if circumstances permit, we're slowly opening up our face-to-face groups as well too. But for someone that maybe isn't comfortable attending an online group or, traveling for face-to-face, we also have a helpline people can contact, but we also have support email. So if you don't want to speak to someone in person, you can email your concerns and you'll get a response as well too. So that's kind of what we do in terms of our support groups, and these are for adults 18 plus.
What is the first thing someone should do if they're worried about their mental health?
The first thing I would say is it's important to remember you're not alone, because sometimes if our mood can dip, we can think we're quite alone and maybe quite isolated. And just to know that there is help there, and it's really, really important to reach out for that help. I know this can be difficult, but it's really important to reach out for help. I would discourage people from going online and typing in what they think are their symptoms into Google. The first point of contact we would recommend is having that conversation with your doctor or GP, because only they can diagnose an illness. And sometimes having that conversation with your doctor or GP, they will decide on the best course of action. Is it maybe some lifestyle changes? Should we be looking at kind of medication? Should we be looking at things like cognitive behavioral therapy and so on? But really, that's a very important conversation to have with your doctor or GP.
And obviously, mental health issues, they exist in students, and a lot of people will see their friends struggling. So what would you say to someone who's worried about a friend or a family member even that may be struggling with mental health?
I would say it's really important to approach the person and just to kind of even say to the person, look, you know, I've noticed these changes in you. And these could be slight changes. It could be changes in maybe their appearance. Maybe they've withdrawn from certain things. Maybe they're not keeping in contact with people. Changes in eating, just changes in their mood, you know, in general. But just say, look, you know, I care about you. These are the things I've noticed. You know, ask them what's going on for them. Are they worried about anything? You know, because you can see changes. So it's important for you to approach the person, but also to give them reassurance that they're not alone, that you're there, that you can help them as well too, that you can help to signpost them if they feel they need help to places like their GP, to helplines such as Samaritans and Lifeline, to also charities such as Aware that have services that maybe they can become involved in. But the big message is to tell the person they are not alone and that there is help there.
No problem, I'll say it again. With COVID and, you know, the past year being really difficult for everybody, have you noticed a surge in people coming to you with?
Absolutely. At the start of COVID, we reintroduced our helpline to support people, and we saw a huge increase in the volume of people that were contacting Aware as a charity, but also accessing our services. So as a response to that, we developed kind of resources, online videos and things like that we could circulate out to people. We couldn't be face-to-face in schools, colleges, community settings, workplaces. But what we could do is we could be virtually there. So that's why we developed a series of 4 videos, maybe about 15 minutes each. And we would estimate that they'd had a reach of maybe over 100,000 people when we've looked at kind of infographics and things like that. Even a surge in people on our website, when we were monitoring our website numbers, you know, we were getting a few thousand hits on our website every month. We could see a surge in our social media presence in terms of new followers, people accessing our social media platforms, but even people reaching out and emailing us to ask for help, resources and things like that. So we had to be very kind of reactive to that as well too. Developing resources that we could share with schools because students were at home, so that things could be emailed to them that they could read, videos that they could watch. So we tried our best to kind of even put things online very, very quickly in terms of our programs, just to try to support people as much as we could during the really challenging and difficult times for all of us.
And I know young people who are at the same stage as me, and they're deciding on what uni to go to and careers, and they're thinking, you know, they have to have everything sorted and know what job they want to do. What would you say to people who are struggling with that overwhelming sense of anxiety around that?
It's very important to take a step back. You don't have to have all the answers right now, because none of us have all of these answers right now. And worrying about the future is huge for not only students, but for the wider kind of society as well too. You don't have to have your future planned and mapped out. Because your friends have that done, that's great for them. But we compare ourselves to other people quite a lot, which isn't good for our mental health. We need to find our own path. And sometimes your path isn't straight, you know, going straight from second level education into third level education. Sometimes people take a year out, they work, they do maybe a course in a college, things like that. But that's their path and that's going to work for them. So it's important just to know, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know, sometimes we can't get to our destination straight away. It might take us a few years, but that's okay as well too. So as much as possible, say to people, you know, we're all experiencing stress and anxiety right now. We all are worrying about the future, but take a step back. It's really important, if you are concerned and worried, to talk to people. May that be your friends, your family, lecturers in school, or teachers within your school as well too. Don't bottle up your concerns. Really talk about them is what I would say.
And going forward, are there any simple things that people can do to help improve their mental health?
Yeah, the 5 Ways to Wellbeing is a really small set of really practical things you can do every day that are really going to have an impact on your overall mental health, your sense of happiness, and things like that. And they're based on research from the New Economics Foundation. So there are 5 small things you can do. So, they're called Connect, Be Active, Keep Learning, Give, and Take Notice. So 5 small things, so when you think about connecting, every day, are you connecting with other people? We may not be able to connect face to face, but are you connecting like by text, doing calls, having a socially distanced chat and things like that? It's really important to connect with other people, because when we talk to other people, naturally, if we may have concerns, we might be able to feel comfortable sharing these with people. But we're social animals, we're human beings, we like being social, we like being around other people. So it's important to connect, being active. A little bit of exercise every day is really, really good for us, but you've got to find what works for you. I'm not saying you should be walking the 2 bridges or running the 2 bridges. That might be absolutely unachievable for you. Start small. So if your goal is to walk the 2 bridges, you might just want to do from Sainsbury's up to the Peace Bridge on day 1. That might be enough. Start small and build on this as well too. But being active can mean a lot of things. It can be cleaning your bedroom, doing a little bit of housework, finding a sport that you enjoy. But doing a little bit of activity is really, really good for us. Taking notice of your thoughts, your feelings, pausing, seeing the world around you, that is really, really important. And taking notice of beautiful things as well too. So I would say if you go for a walk, don't bring any mobile devices or anything like that. Take notice of nature, where you're in, what you can see, what you can hear, things like that. So just taking time to kind of pause and be. Keep learning new skills. I think everybody over the past year has in some way learned something new. May that be baking banana bread, may it be fixing something, jigsaws, things like that. We've all kind of learned new things. We've all maybe tried to learn new things, but learning gives us a sense of achievement, and a sense of achievement is really important in terms of how we feel about ourselves. We feel good, with a job well done. I was able to achieve that. It sends you on to learn more things. So learn new things. It doesn't have to be a language. You can go for a language. It could be a smaller thing, cooking a certain recipe, fixing something, a new hobby, things like that. And finally, giving. Giving is huge and it is free. Give your time to others. Be present when you're with people. We should give for the sake of giving, not because we expect a reward back. So when was the last time you said hello to someone when you were out walking, you gave a smile, doing something nice for someone? And it could be for an older adult, it could be for a relative, but giving gives you a real sense of happiness, and this really contributes to your overall sense of well-being and positive mental health as well too. So there are 5 small things that you can kind of build into your day as well too.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Catherine McColgan from Aware. It was all very interesting information that you gave. It was lovely speaking to you.
The final thing I would say is Aware have a really comprehensive website. So I would, go to our website, aware-ni.org. And there's lots of fact sheets, lots of information about our services. And we also have a really great social media presence on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also our YouTube platform. So definitely check those out as well.
Of course, will do. Thank you so much, Catherine.
No problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.